Hello, my name is Adrienne Akinsete. Welcome to my channel. I am an indoor hydroponic gardener. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment without a balcony, and I grow 80% of the produce that I consume. In addition, hydroponically, I grow flowers, and semi-hydroponically, I grow house plants. So today we are going to discuss succession planting. How do we plant so that hydroponically, so that we do not run out of the things that we consume most often? For me, that would be tomatoes, that would be lettuce, that would be kale, arugula, collard greens, mustard greens, bell peppers, as well as hot peppers, and green beans, and spinach. Those are the things that I grow regularly and that I do not want to run out of. So, succession planting. Now, some of it I've figured out and some of it I'm still working on. But today, we are going to seed plants to replace plants that I'll be harvesting within the next few days or within the next week. So, join me for this journey. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get some seeds started, and to do that I'm going to use my AeroGarden seed starting system. Now, the seed starting system looks like this, and this is how I start things like collard greens, mustard greens, and arugula. I'll use this seed starting kit as well as a few lettuces, but most of the lettuce I already have in pre-seeded pots from the systems that I've bought over the past couple of years. So, but I eat more collard greens and mustard greens and arugula than I do lettuce and spinach also. So I'm going to show you how I seed it using the seed starter. So this is the seed starting system, and it comes in a box like this, and it's available from AeroGarden if you would like to get one. It's also good for starting seeds outside, for starting seeds that you will plant in your garden. So it comes with sponges, but those sponges will run out, and so you'll have to purchase sponges, fresh sponges for your seed starting system. And what you do is you replace the existing deck. Now it comes in different sizes. This is the size for the Harvest model of the AeroGarden Harvest. And so I'm going to take the existing deck and I will put it in the box. And I will also take the pump spout off, this little guy right here. I don't want to lose that, so I will place that in the box also. And I've already poured water in here, and so now I need to soak the sponges until they're nice and soft and soaked. And that usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. It could be less, but I'm going to let those soak, and they will expand and they will rise. These aren't the ones that came with the kit, so they're a little bit lower down, but they seem to work just fine. So I'm going to start my arugula, collard greens, and mustard greens in the seed starter kit today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little map. I'm going to draw circles on the paper, make a little map of what I plant in each row so that I will know what it is I have growing. So the other thing I'm going to plant today is I'm going to plant green beans. Now, in order to plant the green beans, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to soak them. So these are the green beans that I've been growing, bush bean, Kentucky Wonder, and I have bush beans in my farm room, and they are ready to be harvested, and I will harvest them within the next 4 or 5 days. So I need to get these started. And I usually, the beans, I usually will harvest them and have a regular supply of beans. So the beans take 4 weeks from seed to harvest, 4 to 6 weeks from seed to harvest. So I should have probably started these about 2 weeks ago, but I've been away and I'm back, and so now I'm going to get started with the seeds also. So I only need 6, so I'm going to start 8, and I'm going to start by soaking them. Okay, and I'm going to start by soaking them, and I'm going to soak them for a couple of hours, maybe about 3 hours before I start them. Now, I did a video on how to start the green beans, and you'll want to check out that video for more information on how to grow the green beans. It's one of my favorite. I always keep the green beans growing. Green beans, arugula, collards, mustard, those are my staples. Spinach would be the next one. Tomatoes, peppers, these are the produce that I consume the most often. Onion I also consume, but I usually get that going a little bit differently, and I can give you that information in another video. So while these things are waiting, while I'm waiting for the seeds to soak and the sponges to expand, I'm going to go through my seeds and pull out the seeds that I'm going to grow. So these are the seeds that I'll be planting today. The first is going to be arugula. So this is the arugula packet that I'll be planting, and I have not opened or planted from this plant package yet, but I get really good harvest from this particular seed company. In addition to the arugula, I'm going to plant kale, and this is a variety of kale plants. I love all kale plants. So whatever I get from this particular variety premium blend of heirloom kales from Botanical Interest, I will go ahead and welcome them into my dishes. I'm also going to plant collard greens. And these seeds, I think I find them like in the seed stands at Whole Foods or some of the Home Depot, Ace Hardware, this Botanical Interest group of seeds. And they usually sprout really well for me. And the seeds and such, I order these off the internet, and they grow very well for me. And in addition, I'm going to do mustard greens. And these are the mustard greens that I'll be planting. So I'm going to draw a picture. My sponges have started to surface. Once they expand with the water, they've kind of risen up a little bit. And so I can put the seeds in them. But first I'm going to draw a picture of what I have. And so in the back row, I have 4. I have a little lump, a little half circle right there where the light goes. And then I have 2 circles on each side. Now it's just really simple. And then I'm going to use initials in each circle to designate what I'm planting there. And then there's 3. 1, 2, 3 on one side, 1 in the center, and then 3 on the other side. 23 altogether. And I'm going to date this. So this is March. And this little book is really handy. It's just a little calendar book. And I like it because I can jot down the dates. It's a month view calendar. Today is March 19th. And I can, take other notes on what I'm growing. So this is March 19th. All right, I think we're ready to plant. So okay, it's a new set. And the arugula seeds are pretty small. I usually just put them in my hand and use tweezers. You can also use a wet chopstick, but the tweezers work just fine for me. I think I will put on some glasses. Hold on just a second. It'll be a little easier to see the seeds with my glasses on. Oh, yes, I have arugula seeds. Okay, so I'm going to mark an A for arugula, and I'm going to put that in the front. A, arugula, arugula, arugula. And I'm going to put 2 seeds in each sponge. They usually grow fairly easily. Arugula is just a really good one to grow. So 2 seeds in each sponge. Okay, so that's the arugula. Put the extra back in there. And I'm going to follow that with the mustards. So we will do mustard. And once again, 2 in each one. Look a lot like the arugula seeds. In fact, if I didn't pull them from the package, I would say these are, I couldn't tell you the difference, but I'm going to put 2 in each. Okay, that's the mustard. And next we have the collards. And looks like I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kale. Yeah, that's about right. Collard seeds look a little bit bigger. And so let's go C, 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 and a K for kale. This one. And last but not least is the kale. Now I will show you the state of my kitchen garden, And right now I do have kale, which I will be harvesting and eating over the next couple of days. That's the last brassica that I have left, is the kale. Yesterday I harvested my Swiss chard from my kitchen garden, and normally I would have more to harvest next week, but as I said, I was out of town for a couple of weeks on vacation mode, and I'm just kind of getting back and getting my succession planting going once again. So that is the kale. Okay, so this garden is ready to go. And the other thing that I'm going to plant today is I'm going to also plant tomatoes. So this will go here, and the light will go all the way down into the lowest position. And for tomatoes, I'm going to use the pre-populated seed pods. And I'll show you the tomatoes that I have growing right now, and they're green. And I always want ripe tomatoes. So I need to figure out how to get my tomatoes so that I always have ripe tomatoes. I have enough plants. It's just, once again, I was on vacation. I had a big harvest when I came back, and I just hadn't got around to planting the tomatoes. So these are seeds I probably should have started about a week ago. But let's see. Now, there are a lot of seeds in here. I can look in here and see there's at least 3 or 4 seeds. And I need maybe 1, 2 tomato plants right now. So I'm only gonna plant 1, because what I'll do is several will come up, and then I'll divide them. And I think from that 1, I'll probably end up with at least 4 tomato plants. That's been my experience. So I have Gardyn Harvest tomatoes and heirloom cherry tomatoes. So since there are 2 varieties, I will plant 1 of each. I'll plant 1 of each variety. Oops, let's get you down in there properly. And it doesn't matter where I put them. I'll put the cherries on this side and the Gardyns on that side. When they sprout, I'll divide them into the other 2 spots. And so in the meantime, I'll cover these with the little covers, and I'll show you that. So I am going to draw a picture of my plan also. So we have 2, then we have a 3rd one, and then we have the light in the center. And this one is the G for Gardyn, and H for heirloom. And I'll put a little key down here for what all these little initials start for what these initials stand for. So to get the tomatoes started, I will restart the garden. Simply press the button and wait till it blinks a few times, and it will be in germination mode. This is a harvest. This is how you get it into germination mode. So the plants are now in my 2nd bedroom, which in a shelving unit that I call the nursery. And I'm going to cover the plants in order that the moisture will stay in the plants as they germinate. And then I will cover the holes. Now these covers will be linked in the description. My Amazon affiliate links will be in the description for the items that I use in this video. I'm going to adjust the lights down to the lowest position. And now the tomatoes are ready to germinate. Now I will place the seed starting system into its stand and plug in the pump and the power. The pump cord is plugged into the back, and I'll plug the pump in first, and after that the power. I have the power is already set up because this is where I usually start my seeds for the seed starting system. After this, I will reset the garden in order to put it into germination mode. And once it's in germination mode, it will keep the sponges nice and moist. The sponges do not need those little plastic covers. They seem to germinate just fine without them. And I will set the lights in the morning because you have to set the lights at the time you want them to come on with this system. And yeah, so that'll be in the morning, and then they'll automatically turn on for 12 to 15 hours. Not sure exactly how long in germination mode. The green beans have soaked for a couple of hours, and so now it's time to plant them in the paper towel. Now I will take a wet paper towel and put it on a plastic plate and place the green bean seeds on the paper towel. Once the green bean seeds are placed on the paper towel, I will use a second plastic plate to create a dome for the green bean seeds. And then I will place them on top of the AeroGarden lamp so that they can get the extra moisture for germination. And this method has worked out really good for me for germinating the green bean seeds. And that's it for today. I will bring you along and show you exactly how this garden grows. So we'll check in on this in a couple of days. Bye for now. 7 days later, and our seeds have sprouted. The tomatoes have sprouted, and I also used the empty holes for some nasturtium plants. Now it's time to transfer them and give them some nutrients. So I've just gotten back. I've been away for 5 days, and these are how my green beans look. So here it looks like 2 have taken off nicely, and the one that is very slow, I'm going to delete it. In the front here, the empty pod, this is lettuce that I've just taken advantage of the water to get it started. And then on the other side, looks like I have the same situation. Once again, that's a lettuce that hasn't sprouted yet, and I'll move that to a harvest. This is my AeroGarden Farm Plus, and 2 of the green beans have taken off, and 1 is very slow. So the 2 that are very slow, I will discard those, and I'm going to take the 4 and put them in the AeroGarden that actually, the one that doesn't seem to pull as much water. I don't know why, but I'm gonna put them over here, the 4, and they'll be closer to the fan. So this is my farm, AeroGarden Farm, and on the right side I have the collards that are doing well. I've been away for 5 days and they're doing just perfect. And then on this side, this is the kale. I did not get as much growth on the kale, but it was a variety seed pack, so it's okay. Looks like a couple of the kale are still coming in. They're a little small, but we'll let those come in. So here are the arugula seeds after being away for 5 days. I left them growing in my AeroGarden Harvest, and they're looking really good. The water actually didn't go down much at all because they were seedlings when I left. Now they're little plants. And over here, I have mustard greens. And I left 4 of them in my AeroGarden Harvest. Once again, 5 days. They were seedlings. Now they have several leaves on them. And looks like there's 2 plants in about each one because that's what I planted, and that was the germination rate, was 2 plants per pod. I usually can grow 2 per pod with mustards, collards, arugula. Yeah, I usually grow 2 per pod. 1 would be fine, but I'm trying to maximize my harvest. I just harvest them at the baby stage and let the other one grow to a more mature state. And up here, I had the leftover arugula and the mustards that were slower to germinate. And it looks like the one in the back is not going to germinate. And the one in the front here looks like it's going to germinate. And the arugula. And in this harvest, I have the nasturtium, 2 nasturtiums, and they put on, in the last 5 days, 1, 2, 3, about 4 leaves. So they're doing really good. The 2 nasturtium in the back did not sprout. And so we didn't get a 100% germination rate on the nasturtium seeds, but that's okay. And this is how the tomatoes are growing for my tomato succession. And it looks like I got 3 out of this pod. Let me see if that's 2 or 3. Yeah, there's 3 in that one, and at least 1 good one in here. And looks like there's a second one coming up. Now, these tomato plants will grow here for a little while, and then they'll go into my Gardyn Home 3.0, which I'll show you next. So that concludes this video. We planted collards, mustard, kale, tomatoes, and arugula. In the next video, I will show you how I divide the tomatoes and plant them in my garden home farm. It's called a garden home, and I call it my farm in order to distinguish it from my flower garden. So I have a link, a $100 discount in the description if you want to buy a garden system, as well as affiliate links to the products that I use on Amazon. Also, check out my website, Shop Adrienne Akinsete. That's where I have all my affiliate links that pertain to hydroponics. So please subscribe to the video and leave a comment below. Are you a hydroponic home grower? And what are the challenges that you're having? I would love to address them in future videos. Thank you for watching.